Hello, ladies and gentlemen. You are tuning in to the Meade County Local Live, and we are speaking with Miss Judy Jordan. This is, of course, if you've read the title, you're going to get a gist of what this conversation is about. We do invite you to ask any questions that you might have for her inside the comment box, and we will do our best to answer those questions that you might have. Again, we want to say thank you, Ms. Judy Jordan, for taking the time to speak to us about this topic. It's a heated topic. Anyway, without further ado, we'll go ahead and start this interview. Again, ladies and gentlemen, if you have a question, please leave it in the comment box, and we will do our best to answer them. But we're going to go ahead and continue. Ms. Judy Jordan, I'm sure you've seen the comments on the Meade County Local with doing into the absentee voting. Can you please maybe address some of them?
Yes, I would love to. Absentee voting is nothing new. We've always had absentee voting. This election, due to the COVID-19, has just expanded absentee voting. You have to have a reason to vote absentee, and typically those reasons are age, disability, illness, military, college student, truck drivers, people that have to live away for a job, but they still call this home. All of these people have always voted absentee. This election has opened it up. You can use COVID-19 as a reason to vote absentee. So that leaves it to anyone can if they want to. However, they do not have to vote absentee by mail or in person. They can still go to Meade County High School on Election Day, June 23rd, and vote in person. That is no problem whatsoever, but be aware that there could be lines since there is only one polling location.
I see. So one of the first questions that was asked was, how exactly do you know how many people are getting the ballots in the mail? Some people may be deceased and getting mail ballots. How's the process exactly work, really, is what they seem to want to know. There
is an online portal that you go to. If you put in someone's deceased name, and there you have to have their social security number, you have to have their date of birth. So you are committing a crime if you do that. Their ballots are not being mailed out to everyone, only those people who request them.
I see. Another question is who's going to be doing the opening and look over of the ballots? Who's going to be in control of that?
It's the County Board of Elections is in charge of it, and we have a committee of 4 people that will be looking at them, opening them up, and that's a process that we have that we go through every year. Verify signatures, and we're looking at the signature on the envelope as opposed to their driver's license signature, and verifying that it is the correct person that has signed that. We open it up, we look at the inner envelope, look at that signature again, and we take the ballot out of the envelope. We're constantly counting to make sure none get destroyed, thrown away. The ballot is put face down so we don't see how a person has voted, and then they scan them into the scanning machine like you do yourself at the voting location.
Awesome. Now, another question, just like maybe, would you be able to take us through processes of like step 1 to step whatever? Like, might there be a way that you could kind of take us through that process?
Of everything, of how a person can vote, what we're doing?
Or so how the town's going about it. Like, is it maybe like okay, so like we get the envelope in the mail versus the person that says, okay, I want to go in to vote, maybe.
Okay. Right now, what we're doing right now, we are sending out ballots to all these people that want them. In a typical election, we process around 100 absentee mailed out ballot. We mail out about 100 ballots to people. This time we've already processed over 1,000. People go online, request their ballot. We mail it to them. They mark it, please follow instructions. That's so very important. If you do not sign the outside of your envelope, either of the 2 envelopes that you have, your vote will not be counted. You have to follow the instructions. They mail them back in. We have the processing committee that processes it. Or we have absentee voting starting Monday back here in our election building, where you can come in and vote here prior to the election. That will go on from the 8th through the 22nd. We are requesting an appointment for that, but you do not have to have an appointment. We're not going to turn anyone away. So you can vote in person here with less lines, or you go to the high school on June 23rd, 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. and vote in person. But and we will have 3 check-in stations. We're hoping to process as fast as we can, process the people through as fast as we can.
Awesome. And how did you go about forming the committee of people that are going to open the mail-in votes and things?
The board talked about it and threw out names. One of them is former county clerk Catherine Mercer, and the other 3 are all poll workers that they normally work the elections. But since this one's different, they're not doing that. They are working here.
And what would you might say to some of the people that are just kind of like still hesitant about all this? Is there anything you might be able to do to kind of set them at ease, if you will?
All I can say is vote. Whatever makes you feel most comfortable, vote. Do we always trust the mail system? No. But if you're unable or don't feel like you should be outside, vote by mail. We are working so close hand in hand with the post office right now to make sure that these ballots are delivered to the voters and brought back to us. We take them a tote of ballots every day, and then they are bringing ballots back to us every day. Of course, somebody can also bring it in to us if they don't want to use the mail service. Not real sure about the mail, bring it in. We have a secure, locked ballot box here in the lobby of the courthouse that we want you to use. Drop ballots off here. This is emptied out every day and they are locked up in our vault.
Awesome. Anything else you'd like to add?
Just exercise your right to vote. Do it. However that makes you most comfortable.
Ms. Judy Jordan, thank you so much for being on.